Hi guys, welcome to the Music B&B. I am Callum, and today we're going to be reacting to me. Yeah, that's right. It's my time to shine. Okay, this is my channel. I'll do what I want. So recently I released. Why am I doing this? Recently I released 2 EPs called OK Man. It sounds a bit like Pokemon, doesn't it? OK Man, and with the intention of, well, I had the idea to do something about mental health, so I wanted to create an EP about mental health, but I was also playing a Pokemon game at the time, and I thought, you know what's really nostalgic, it makes me really happy? It's Pokemon games. So I thought, how could I intersperse something that I really love and also talk about a topic that was, quite close to me? I even went as far as to make actual cartridges of both of the games, so I've spent money on this, I'm going quite far. What I'm trying to do is trying to promote this as much as I can for free without using any paid advertising, whatever, just to see if people will actually care. Because I want to make a point with this and these EPs. The point is that, unfortunately, people aren't going to be that bothered about your music. And if there's someone out there that does care, please let it be known and tell me something you like about the music. But you know what? Most people won't go as far to even tell you about your music and how good it is, especially when you're a small independent artist. And that's a sad, sad truth. We live in such a saturated market, Why bother telling someone you like their music unless, they're someone who's already got that celebrity status around them? So we're going to react to each song. I'm going to talk to you a bit about the mental health aspect of it as well, and see if you guys can take anything from it when I talk through it. I've been reacting on this channel for a while, and the reason why I first started doing reactions on this channel was so that I could hopefully get some people to listen to my music in return and tell me what they thought about, my music. Get a bit of money from streaming, all the rest. That's why I decided to do reactions in the first place. I thought it'd be a good way to try and promote my music, but also spread love and share love about other music. And what I found out mainly is that people don't really comment on other people's music too much. In fact, most of the comments about music you see for more famous bands tend to be more negative than positive. It's really, really quite an aggressive world out there. On the subject of an aggressive world out there, more and more, it's becoming more and more common for men to open up and talk about their feelings, which is fantastic. In my past sort of 2 years of my life, 3 years, I'd probably say, I've had a lot of struggles with my own mental health. I recently became a father and I struggled with that. Being a dad is hard. Also, at the same time, being a dad, as soon as COVID strikes, and we're having to deal with that. I'm not the only person who had to deal with that, but I struggled with that a lot. Lots of people did. So I thought I could do 2 EPs. One is this blue one, which you can see right here, OK Man Blue version. A positive, major key EP. And all the songs in it, there's only 5 songs, and they're relatively short other than one. All of the songs on it are quite nice and positive, and they're all about changing your ideas. They're about talking. They're about how we try and, burn a candle at both ends, about how we do too much. So that's what OK Man Blue is about. And then OK Man Red, this version, is the exact same songs, but in a minor key. And it's a little bit more sparse with less conversation going on in it to kind of show how we can also not communicate well to each other, our problems, and how our problems can come across as aggressive outbursts or, different ways. And I think it's important to talk about the conversation, have conversations about that, and also unpick why people act in certain ways and why we do. So let's start with the first song. It's called Change the Lane, which was a song all about changing what you're going to do, changing your life. If things in your life aren't right, then make a change, but a good one, not a bad one. Don't hit alcohol or, start smoking or whatever. It's about doing something positive to change your life. So let's listen to Change Your Lane, and I'll tell you what I was kind of thinking as I went through it. So you might be able to hear. I'm going to turn it up a bit. You might be able to hear kind of the Pokemon-y sounds. So, majority of these songs in this album started off with me just humming a tune. So, I decided I wanted to do an EP where every song was just a hum song that came to my head. And majority of the hum tunes I have, I always think, is that a song I've already heard? You know, and I was just going, in my head while I was, I don't know, doing the washing or whatever. And I was just humming that. And it gets to a point where I've hummed it so much that I have to just hum it down on my phone, you know, in my app so that you can hear it. So that's the start. And the majority of my hummed things tend to be in a major key. So you can hear the start of Pokemon Red Blue slightly here. So we got a time change here. Talking about living without purpose, our lives are in chains, almost like we're captive. And it's all about asking to change your life. I really like this upcoming bit. This is all about, you know, got ourselves caught in the wrong direction, intersection. There's a lot of travelling metaphors. Like we're at the traffic lights, trying to decide which way we're going to go on the road. That was the metaphor. You don't care. No one's watching this. I don't even know why I'm doing this. I think it just feels cathartic to talk it through, to be honest. And I do some really stupid British scholar voice. No apparent reason. It's kind of, a lot of this was kind of spur of the moment. I don't have a lot of time in my life to just think about songs, so I just kind of do it. I kind of spew it all out. So this is me spewing. I like to work quickly. I don't like to spend ages on a song. And then I thought it'd be a good idea to do the Professor Oak voice. If you've ever played Pokemon Snap, the original one on the Nintendo 64, I used to find it really funny when Professor Oak was like, "Welcome back," when he, you know, came back from your trip. So I've tried to do some like Professor Oak kind of voices. He's kind of like my therapist throughout this, like I'm talking to a therapist. To work or do other things from early in the morning until later. So this next song is called Burning at Both Ends. I don't know why it's not showing on my silly thing on here. There we go. Burning at Both Ends is basically a song about doing too much. So I have another job. This isn't my main job. Obviously, with this amount of subscribers, no way. And it's about, yeah, just basically working too hard. Another hum tune, which I thought was like a King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard song from their Butterfly 3000s. I think, if you ever heard that, it sounds a bit like that to me. So again, it's burning at both ends, but in a positive light. Tell you what, shall I do my my thumbnail for this? I think I'll put the title as I react to my own songs because nobody else will, or something like that, and I'll have as my thumbnail to show how amazed I am at my own music. Anyway, I think this is the most catchy one. I definitely enjoy it the most. I wasn't too sure about my singing on this chorus. I could have done better, but I never bothered to change it. Something I kind of like about the rawness of it, to be honest. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go back a bit. I really like how I don't know, I felt like I had some like sort of posh older person telling me like, did you do too much? Did you go too far? A lot of metaphors. I basically googled metaphors for burning at both ends, like doing too much at once, and bite off more than you can chew is one of them, you know, so. My issue, I think, a lot of people find with my music is I add way too many elements to my songs and have too many changes. It's kind of hard to grasp some of my music without multiple listens. But I enjoy songs that change a lot. And it shows through my music. I'm going to skip ahead anyway. This is like the mid-late. We have a solo. Yep. And then it's kind of the end. Our next song is called The Here and Now, which is... I'm just going to pause before I talk about it. So The Here and Now, which is our next song, is about just going for a walk outside and the actual positive impact of connecting with nature, going out for a walk and enjoying yourself. But then I thought I'd couple it with the intrusive thoughts. While you're on a walk on your own, you'll start to think maybe about things that are bothering you, and you can kind of hear this sort of da, 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 which is the Pokemon Trainer battle music that you heard in Pokemon Red and Blue. And I thought it'd be quite nice imagery of like walking through, you know, enjoying yourself on the path, and then suddenly like a trainer appears, and that trainer is like your bad thoughts and you have to fight them. So you're going to hear that, and so there's like two complete polar opposite sounds in this that keep intruding, but I do like that. I thought it worked. You might not agree. Oh yeah, this bit of me humming, this is one of my voice notes. This is me singing it so I don't forget it. It sounds like I'm having a shower. It's not. It's actually the sound of a frying pan cooking. Anyway, I'll go ahead. Got Professor Oak. Welcome back. Welcome back. That's how he sounds. Oh, welcome back. Go ahead. Anyway, this is the walking music. Walking along, you've got your 6 Pokeballs, you know. Here's a battle. The battle begins. Da, 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 da. And then, to beat the battle, I'm going to carry on walking. Here come the intrusive thoughts coming again. And then the song's message is all about living for the here and now, living in the present, not living in the past or the future. Just keeping your mind on track through the imagery of a walk and Pokemon battles. Have I added too many metaphors? Probably. Anyway, it does that quite a lot. Yep. I end by whistling for no apparent reason. I just decided to do it. It leads us to our next song, which is the 4th penultimate song on our EP. It's just called Insomnia, and it's about giving yourself to the night. Creative people tend to work better at night. You're free from distractions and worries of the world, and you're more open to do things. And it was just a short and sweet song I made one night. Didn't have much time. I was a bit tired, so on my mind was overworking, and so this one I give myself to the night to work. It's probably not a healthy thing to do at all, but I enjoy doing it. Again, hummed tunes. And then you can hear, I think it comes up in this, it's the Jigglypuff song. Mount Moon maybe near there or something on the original games, but you've got a Jigglypuff song which is related to the sleep. I think it's a bit later on here. Yeah, that's the Jigglypuff sound. And then I used my whistle, it's called a flageolet, Celtic whistle. Didn't sound too great, but I just added it in. And then the last song is, I imagined being in like therapy talking to Professor Oak on this one, and it's about that feeling that you have when you're talking to other people, or you know, when you're trying to fix someone's life, that you think you might have the right words to say to them to just fix them, to make it all go away, which isn't the case. You know, therapy takes a long time and it's many discussions, and it's not a quick fix. So this is about opening up the conversation. At the end, he says, at least I'm talking to you. So at least I've made a start talking to you, which I think a lot of men don't talk. Women too, but a lot of men don't talk to each other. And there's, higher suicide rates in men because they don't talk and open up about their feelings. So at least I'm talking to you. It's what this person's saying. It's at least I've opened up this conversation. We're getting somewhere. It's got a ticking clock, as in like the clock in the office you might hear. So I imagine being in there, lying on that cliche therapy lounger thing.
I don't wanna steal myself away from every little thought today, but only in my head they wanna stay.
Nobody wants to hear about
So this is like his internal monologue of how he's feeling.
Are being set free.
Then it has a little sort of musical interlude, not really too much singing, just the same chatty thing, slightly different verse, building up, second chorus, a few more layers, and then we have a kind of like a punk rock kind of ending. At least I'm talking to you. And at the end, Professor X say, well done, you've made a lot of progress today. So that's the EP. That's the EP. It's about mental health. That's the positive one in the major key. So we're going to go on to the next one, which is called OK Man Red. And it's the same songs, but in a minor key. A little bit more distorted and maybe more metal. But it just adds such a sinister tone. So I transposed all of the hummed melodies into a minor key. And it just became a lot more dark, obviously. It's minor key. I did mess around with the melodies a bit, the music a bit too.
Life in chains, we live without purpose.
So, Us Living Without Purpose now sounds more depressing, more dark. And even when we get to the like intersection part.
Caught at the wrong intersection. Gotta wake up, find a new direction. Gotta make a change.
Obviously, the addition of like metal guitars and stuff just makes it more aggressive as well, which is why we've got on the front cover an aggressive-looking Charizard. Our next song is Burning at Both Ends, just like on Pokemon Blue, Pokemon OK Man Blue. But it's a lot more dark. Kind of putting a more depressing spin on burning at both ends, in the sense that you're burning candle at both ends, but doing things you don't enjoy as well. So not too much to add to it really, in what I've said before about the lyrics and everything. So we'll go on to the next one. This is the Here and Now. I decided to add the battle opening screen thing that happened on Pokemon goes diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle, so you'll hear that before it hits it, and then it's just got screaming, almost like the thoughts on your walk are more intrusive, and this is a dark walk, perhaps it's a rainy day, perhaps horrible things are happening, Just gonna turn it up. I realised I was probably too quiet, the music throughout there, but I don't care. I'm not really redoing this. It's too late to redo it. I'm tired. So yeah, it goes much more heavier. And I'll just show you that. That's my favourite part of this one, really. But it just sounds so depressing now, this walk.
I am not lonely with you. I feel so sweet. You fill my head up with a sound that is so sweet.
There you go. Screaming. Just screaming that I hate everyone. A lot more depressing, angry. Then we go on to Insomnia, which is now like, in the last one I said I give myself to the night. This one says I steal myself from the night. Almost like instead of that giving, letting, it's, been stolen. Oh, and it's a metal breakdown. basically the same kind of stuff. And then the Talking to You last song in the Professor Oak's office is takes on a lot darker tone.
And so I retain information.
Almost like the conversation's not as positive. And it's a lot heavier, the breakdown thing in the middle, obviously. Then at the end, I decided Professor Oak doesn't say well done at all. It's just silence from Professor Oak. Almost in the way that when you tell someone or a friend or someone you're not really trusting too much and they don't know how to help you, or you feel like you haven't been helped enough, stay silent. So it's kind of showing the other end of the spectrum, this kind of disturbing truth that men and some women as well don't talk. And you just hear the ticking clock for the rest of the therapy session. So those are my 2 albums. So, you know, if you listened this far, thank you. I appreciate you. Please do tell me that you've listened to me. Tell me something you like about one of these songs. It would do wonders for my mental health if someone did that, because that would be great. I think I believe I've been putting a lot of effort into my music recently, and I feel like if somebody out there would give me something, a little thing, I like this in this song, or something like that would just be awesome. But don't worry if not, because I'm going to be making a video on our expectations as independent artists and how we shouldn't be expecting fame and glory from music, because not everyone can be. So yeah, that's in a future video anyway. So if you liked it, tell me. If you didn't like it, please don't tell me. It would be horrible. Just keep it to yourself, okay? Goodbye, I guess.
Oh, I say.